In this episode, I go into a deep dive of why codependency is the root of all motherfucking evil. People are not mind readers. People cannot cure your chaos. You're lucky if you have people in your life that just simply understand you and make your life easier. That's what relationships are about. Tune into this episode for all of my thoughts and opinions and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Spilling Tequila. I am your host, Ariana Cantor, and we have some more stuff to spill today. That's why I started this, to spill all the fucking tequila. And then maybe drink some tequila one of these days. Fun fact, I have not drank tequila on an episode. I need to switch that up. I need to do something fun and drink tequila for an episode because it's a whole different side of me that you haven't saw yet. How exciting. I am wearing a gray outfit and I'm always fucking wearing a gray outfit, even down to the socks, because I love gray outfits. I've said it before. I'll say it a million fucking times. Something about the neutral gray on gray. And today we have like multiple grays. Camo gray outfit. I'm just like, I can have so much fun with it. Like, it doesn't need to be boring and simple, although sometimes it can be and still it's cute. Sometimes you can add a little texture, add a little design to it. I am wearing a fucking gray outfit. Again, don't ask me how many pair of gray sweatpants I own because you just don't want to know. If anyone wants to know where to get like the comfiest gray sweatpants, Abercrombie, pay me, because I'm being so dead ass about that. April is coming to an end. By the time this episode's out, it will be over. And I really have to say, I think more than ever, but I really don't remember how I felt every April, that April showers bring May motherfucking flowers. And I'm not just talking about the outside weather, because there were April showers and now I see a lot of green. I'm talking about in my life. And I'm so fucking excited for May. May the 4th be with you. Okay, I'm on one today. Like, we're actually going to talk about something serious and I'm being a dumbass. So let's stop, take a step back. Although I feel like every month of this year, 2025, so far has felt like a fucking year, which is I'm so grateful for, because typically it's like, how are we already here? Time's flying. No, I feel like time is slow. I guess, maybe I've finally started to crack the code of living in the moment. I do feel that. Alignment. I'm working very hard towards it. I literally am redirecting my thoughts every second of the day to try to be aligned with who I want to be. That's for another episode. That's not what we're going to talk about today. I really have been in my lonesome era, and it's not depressing. Like, I literally just love the time by myself, and even sometimes hanging out with like my best friends I can't do as much as I used to, because I just need to get back to my alone time. And I think something I've learned a lot this past year is who I do want to spend my time with, because I've fell in love with the time by myself so much. It's so incredible. So I've really put a lot of thought about who I'm going to spend my time with, because I have made mistakes of spending time with certain people that I just felt drained afterwards. I didn't feel like my best self. I felt like I had to recover. And as like I said earlier in the episode, like, I'm trying to be in alignment. And when you are feeling lower, like, you're not feeling aligned and you're not then growing, you have to get back to where you were. If after hanging out with a certain person, you feel like you need to take a deep breath and change your whole entire life and you feel drained, listen to your fucking body. Like, you probably shouldn't hang out with that person. Today, I really want to deep dive into a topic that I think is very important, like all the other topics I talk about: codependency. Codependency, in my opinion, is the root of all motherfucking evil. This can be in family dynamics, friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships. It can come in any way, shape, or form. You just gotta fucking dodge the bullet, okay? Let's talk about why we confuse love with obsession, why we dump our emotional laundry on other people, and why read my mind isn't a communication strategy. Love that one. What do you expect from the people closest to you in your life? And do you think what you expect is fair? I have had codependent relationships in family, in friendships, in romantic relationships, and I was the problem in them for sure. Like, I was the problem, whoever else in it was the problem if they were codependent as well. Like, we were just enabling each other, and it was beyond unhealthy. But now my expectations in friendships are loyalty. I need to know that if you're my friend and my name comes up in a conversation, there's only good things to be said. Because if you're my friend, there's no one in this world that would feel comfortable talking bad about you to me. I think that's very important. I expect my friends to show up for themselves so that I feel comfortable showing up for them and that they know how to show up for themselves. And others, expect them to live their fucking life. I don't expect them to be at my beck and call. I don't expect them to drop their life for me. I don't expect them to take on my problems, but I do expect them to understand where I'm coming from if I ever need to talk about things. I think they're reasonable expectations. Have you ever expected someone else to fix something inside of you? I think this happens a lot in romantic relationships. Romantic relationships, I definitely have expected that. And I don't even know if I knew that's what I was expecting when I was younger. I thought that relationship equaled love and happiness and that person would make me better. And although like any relationship in your life should make you the best version of yourself, that's not what they're there for. It's kind of like a little compliment, like a little, okay, we make each other better people. We don't make each other worse, but like you have to still do the inner work for yourself. I can't do that for you. And it's too much pressure in a romantic relationship. It's a recipe for motherfucking disaster. You should never expect someone to fix something inside you. That's not your job. In the kindest way possible, go to therapy because it actually is their job. The difference between love and emotional dependency is, in my opinion, everything's my opinion. Love is something that you feel inside of you that is undescribable, but we all know that feeling. And I think love means I respect that person that much more. I love what that person does. I love what that person's about, what that person stands for. I love the way that person makes me feel. But it does not mean that they are responsible for my emotions. Like, obviously, if they're making me feel like shit and they're harming my emotions, that's a different kind of responsibility. So like my emotions should never be in their hands of making me feel like shit or making me feel better. I should already feel the way I feel, and the people that I love are there to understand me and or challenge me. Understand me or challenge me. And it's respect on both ends. I also think that we confuse love and chemistry, and then we confuse chemistry with emotional abandonment issues. And we have we haven't healed from some kind of emotional abandonment in our life. When we come to surface with that, with anyone in any situation, we feel that it's chemistry because it's something that like lights something inside of us, but it's a trigger. It's not fucking chemistry. Different kind of spark. This is something that really, 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 really grinds my gear. I fear and feel that sometimes we live in a society where there are so many people that expect everyone to be obsessed with them. And that is the only way they feel secure in the relationship, whether it's friendships, work relationships, romantic relationships. I see it all the time in romantic relationships, but I've seen it in all shapes and forms. And I find it so disturbing. What that tells me is you have a low self-esteem. You care too much about your ego that like automatically people just need to be obsessed with you. Like all they see is the best in you, and like you are just the best to ever walk this earth. You're like a supernatural human, and everyone you come across is just motherfucking obsessed with you. I find it so disturbing, because if you need that to walk this earth and feel confident, it doesn't exist. It does not exist. Like, I love my friends. I'm obsessed with myself because I should be. That's how I get the work done on myself. My friends are great. I love them. I would do anything for them. But the way I view myself doesn't come from if they're obsessed with me or not. It comes from if they respect me or not. If my friends don't respect me, then I'm hanging out with the wrong people. And that's what then that tells me. And codependency can even come in like the smallest forms initially. I feel like how you can catch on to it, whether it's within yourself having these tendencies or someone else, is an example would be creating a full fake story in your head because someone didn't text you back for 3 hours. That again is an insecurity. It's a trigger. It's something that you created in your mind, and honestly you might wind up manifesting it. I feel like before, when I was in these situations and I didn't love myself enough, like I definitely manifested people probably fucking not liking me because I was like so needy and codependent. Because what does that say about you? I know I need from relationships in my life peace and freedom. I don't need any extra chaos that isn't necessary, or any stories made up. Stories fucking made up in any kind of relationship are also the root of all evil. We'll save that for another day. In my early 20s, I was codependent as fuck, and I thought that was true love. I thought that was true friendship. Oh my God, the expectations I had in my friendships and my romantic relationships were unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. I did expect people to fix my problems, and I didn't consciously know, but looking back, I did. And like everything, it wound up in a disaster. There was no happy ending in any of that. There was learning lessons. And why do we put that pressure on relationships to fulfill something for us emotionally? It's because we lack it. We lack it inside, and we need to work on it on ourselves. And that's a scary thing if you haven't done it before, but no one else is going to do it for you. I do think it's possible to love people without needing something from them. The people I love in my life, I love them for just genuinely who they are, not what they can do for me. When you love people for what they can do for you, it's just the wrong reasons. And I feel like you're also playing like a game, like you're trying to like leverage, and all of that is just fucking draining. And I think it's unhealthy. I think a healthy friendship or relationship looks like to me now like two people that are living their goddamn separate lives, doing what they want, that they have someone who understands them and respects them. And I think it's great communication skills, similar understanding and interest on things, or like, you know, you respect this person's opinion and they think differently about you on something, and that challenges you to think maybe differently on it yourself. It's someone that you trust, that is loyal, that makes your friendship or relationship simple, doesn't add all the other pressure. The world has so much pressure on its own, and there's so much we need to maintain on our like in life. So I think it's someone that just makes your life a little bit easier, a little bit more enjoyable, you can have fun with. I know that people are not mind readers, and if you're spiraling or going through things on the inside, You can't expect others to know what you're going through, because even if you tell people what you're going through, you still can't expect them to know what you're going through. It's your situation. I think the first step of understanding that is going to make your life a lot fucking easier. And if you have someone that just understands you a little bit, or at least is just understanding that they don't understand and that you could be going through a hard time, appreciate that, because that is special. I think a codependent tendency that I now recognize right off the bat is someone that isn't understanding, someone that gets a little like butthurt easily, like, or takes things personally. I don't think that they're necessarily a bad person for doing that, but we all have our separate lives and we all have our separate schedules, and it's nothing to take personally. I don't think you can help anyone if you haven't handled your own shit first. And that's something I recognize too when I meet someone new and I'm getting to know them. Can they handle their shit? Are they constantly complaining? Is their life so hard? Are they misunderstood? They are trauma dumping. I can't handle all of that. Like, that's not where I'm at anymore, thank God. And I can't lower my vibration to be there. I'm sorry if you feel that things are that extreme. That just means you need to work through them so you can work through them on your own. And then you can be there for other people too. I'm not interested in one-sided relationships. I've had enough of those. We can be compassionate towards others without losing ourselves in their chaos by boundaries. Something I am forever working on. I do love helping people because I've helped myself, and I then want to help others because I'm like, it's possible, but they need to take the initiative. And I can be compassionate and I can care, but I decide what that looks like. And that's my boundary. Trauma bonding is a legit thing, especially in codependency. That's a tough one. I've definitely trauma bonded hard enough before to think that it was a relationship, and that's just so unhealthy. Trauma bonding is like a feeling inside that is so overwhelming. I feel like you can so easily confuse it with excitement, like a lot of other unhealthy feelings. And it's one that needs to be handled with care. A moment I recognized I was too emotionally dependent on someone was in my younger friendships and relationships, for sure. So an example of a romantic relationship was if I had a bad day, I definitely, or if I was going through something tough, like, I expected my partner to not be living their best life and like nurturing me and like all about me, and, you know, not going out and having fun without me because I was going through hell, and quote unquote hell. It's just unhealthy. It's so fucking, I think that was also abandonment issues too. The last time I dragged myself out of someone's drama spiral was hopefully the last time I have to do that. It was scary leading up to me leaving the situation because I felt that I was too close to it, but my heart wanted to help the person, but I realized I was doing myself such a disservice, and that this person that I was trying to help didn't even know what my life was like lately. And frankly, like, I was going through difficult stuff too. And I remember asking certain questions to get my answer, like, do they even care about anything I'm going through, that I typically don't talk about because I don't want to constantly put my stuff on people. And like, I did try to talk about it and it was so ignored. And that's when I knew I needed to get myself out of the situation. It was like a little test for myself. I was like, fuck, my feelings were right. Now I need to do the hard thing and run for the fucking hills. No, remove myself. Same thing. I also do think that when you're going to cut someone out of your life, it should never be a heat of the moment situation. Like, you should really think about it. You should look into why you feel this way, what has made you feel this way. Maybe give the person a chance to talk about it. Although I know sometimes, yeah, give the person a chance to talk about it, whatever way you want to do that. If your friend is really going through something, or your partner, and you don't know how to bring it up, do something like I did. Like, I had to test the water, and I had to talk about something about myself to see if this person would even respond to it or care, and they didn't. And I felt that that person was not in a situation to talk about any of my feelings already. So it was an obvious answer. And now if they reach out to you and they're like, why are you distant? I care about you. I want to work through things. Then I think that's a healthy invite to a healthy conversation. But if that doesn't happen, there's even more of your answer. Do you think we do need to take our own advice as well? I see a lot of people in relationships constantly giving advice but never taking advice. And that's definitely unhealthy. I know it's so much easier to give A+ advice to not yourself, because you expect that other person to take it, but you know inside also how hard it is to take it. So sometimes it's hard to give that advice to yourself. But if you can give it to yourself, you're saving yourself and the people around you so much time, trauma, emotion. If only life were that simple. But again, do the hard things. The more we heal ourselves, the more we love ourselves, allows us to be able to do so for other people. And sometimes it's not even with the advice we give. It's just by the energy we bring to the motherfucking table. It makes other people want to be better. I love leading by example. I know that the people that I want to ask for advice from are not people that are just like throwing it out there. It's people that I admire because I watch the way they move and I'm like, I'm taking motherfucking notes. You're incredible. So I think that loving and healing yourself is only going to help others or weed others out. A win-win. If my younger self saw me saying no as much as I do now and removing myself from situations I do now, I would have looked at that as me being so selfish, and I would have looked at others doing that the same. Like, someone telling you they can't hang out or no to anything does not mean that they love you any less, care about you any less. Or like, it's just, we have to do what's right for ourselves. And I did not understand that when I was younger. And I still see a lot of people that don't understand that. And that's why I mentioned taking things personally and not doing so. Because now that I've put in a lot of work in myself and there's always more work to do, I'm so down to say no. And when I say no to like a plan or something that I don't want to do, and I have an understanding friend who is just like, yeah, it's fine, I'm like, let's fucking go. I don't even need to feel bad about it. One of my friends, we've been trying to hang out for the last 3 weekends, and we've made plans for the last 3 weekends, and the weekend comes around, we're both drained from our fucking week, and we're like, we're not gonna do it. And then we're like, okay. And it's just the best feeling. Like, there's no bad blood. The friendship is honestly even stronger. No is a whole fucking sentence, and don't feel guilty about it. I said no. Codependency, in my opinion, is the root of all evil. I think it's something that needs more awareness. Get rid of the mind reading, the emotional dumping, and the dramatic cycles. It's enough. It's unhealthy. And I also understand how you could have been in this situation. It doesn't say anything less about you. It only is less if you continue to stay in it and not grow from it, because I've been there. I've motherfucking been there. I'm only trying to help. Showing up for yourself is not selfish. That's the only thing that genuinely will get you to stop spiraling. The easier you are on yourself and your friendships and your relationships, the easier they're going to be for you. And that is some beauty in this crazy world. You can't be everything for anyone else but yourself. My words of wisdom. I hope you took it in, loved it, resonated with it, and understood it. If not, tell me to fuck off. And I won't listen. Spring is booming. We're in May. May the 4th be with you. I need to take a nap. I probably won't though. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell me if you loved it. Tell me if you hated it. Be descriptive. I will see you same time, same place next week. Mwah.